Parents want a high school principal removed for listening to Iron Maiden. A woman awakes to a hole in her roof and a meteor on her pillow. And a husband and wife are arrested in a nuclear submarine spy case involving a peanut butter sandwich. These are the weird stories for Tuesday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian. Let's get right into it. Parents want a high school principal removed for listening to Iron Maiden. I guess they would like this principal to run to the hills. Get it? Huh? Anybody? No Iron Maiden fans out there? Just me? Okay. Yeah, I love Iron Maiden. They're great. I met Bruce Dickinson at a hotel in Marina del Rey. Did I tell you that story? He is a badass, the lead singer of Iron Maiden. He drives his own plane to the shows. A big 747. He gets behind the wheel and pilots that bad boy. Takes his whole band to shows. This guy's a badass, man. We need more Iron Maiden in our life, in my opinion. Let's get more from this story, which is out of Canada. High school students are rallying behind their metalhead principal after a number of concerned parents, oh man, I can't stand concerned parents. They're always concerned about something they need not be concerned about. And this is one of those instances once again. The parents have petitioned to have this female principal removed for stating on her personal Instagram profile that she listens to Iron Maiden. Yes, her taste in music, they're trying to take away her career. These parents have no idea what the principals are doing in Florida, do they? Do you have any idea what the teachers and principals in Florida are doing? You want to remove this woman for her music taste? Just be thankful this principal isn't taking your kids to the casino, all right? Shooting dice in the bathroom. Have you seen what these teachers and principals are really up to in other places? This is called failure of perspective. This is Eden High School, and it's in Catharines, Ontario. The students started their own petition to keep the principal, Mrs. Sharon Burns. They want to keep her around. They say that she spreads nothing but love and kindness and is probably one of the best and most enthusiastic principals the school has ever had. Yeah, and the students know they're around this person all the time. The parents are not around this person. Have they really gotten to know Sharon Burns? The students' petition is in response to the parents' petition, who are clearly not Iron Maiden fans, nor fans of Sharon. They are claiming the following. As concerned parents with impressionable children at the school, we are deeply disturbed that this principal assigned to the school blatantly showed satanic symbols and her allegiance to satanic practices on her public social media platform where all the students can see them. Our school is based on inclusion, and openly displaying satanic symbols on a public platform that directly goes against the principles of the vast majority of families who represent the school is not inclusive. As parents, we are demanding her transfer to another school. Please replace her with another principal who aligns with the values of the families at this high school and will not sabotage the teaching or upholding of these values and will not try to introduce impressionable students to satanic practices or symbolism. I would like to know, do you have more proof other than a couple Facebook posts that this principal is trying to introduce students to satanic practices? I mean, that's a very lofty claim. It's a big leap to go from, I'm a fan of Iron Maiden, and then I also like to introduce children to satanic practices. Yes, I invite them over to my backyard where I sacrifice virgins and goats. This is a big leap. And by the way, just because you're an Iron Maiden fan doesn't mean you are a practicing satanic person. That didn't come out right. But this is not what Iron Maiden's about, by the way. Did you bother to dig a little deeper? Yes, they have a song called 666, the number of the beast. But this is not what the band is about. Satanic symbolism and satanic practices. Hello. Why not take a little time to dig a little deeper, familiarize yourself with Iron Maiden a little bit before you make a petition to take away someone's job like this, someone's livelihood, you jerks. The petition also states, to my shock, that the principal blatantly, quote, shows her allegiance to satanic practices because she likes the band Iron Maiden. Are you okay? Parents, I feel so bad for the kids. They finally get a cool principal and the parents have to destroy it. Wow. So dumb. Too many dumb parents out there procreating. Why can't we test these people before they make babies? We're just going to let them unbridledly just spread around their stupid brains everywhere to kids. It's just a damn shame. You have to apply to have a yard sale in my neighborhood, but anyone could just make a baby on their lunch break. That's okay. All right. By the way, if you guys like Iron Maiden, please call me and sing an Iron Maiden verse. It can be anything. I like The Trooper. I like Hallowed Be Thy Name. Aces High. I do love Wasted Years. 2 Minutes to Midnight. Anybody? Call the show, 646-450-2012. Sing for me, baby. A woman is awoken to a hole in her roof and a big space rock on her pillow. A week ago, many people were treated to the sight of a fireball lighting up the sky. Images of a meteor sailing above Lake Louise in British Columbia. It struck awe, the image of this meteor. Don't you just love meteors going across the sky? Beautiful. Like shooting stars. You make a little wish. Right, guys? Oh, just lovely. Except for when the meteor lands on your face. Longtime resident Ruth Hamilton. She was fast asleep when the meteor went by. At least she was sleeping until she was awoken. What was she awoken by? Well, it was the sound of a crash, as you would imagine, because a meteor was involved. A meteor plus house equals crash. It went right through her ceiling. She felt the sensation of debris on her face. She's lucky that's all she felt, was the sensation of debris on her face. The meteor could, of course, landed right on her chin. Here's a quote from her. I just jumped up and turned on the light. I couldn't figure out what the heck had happened. You know, I heard a crash. I thought it was those pesky kids throwing eggs at my house like they did last Halloween. If you're listening, kids, I know who you are. I don't appreciate the eggs on my house. I had to go to Home Depot and order a power washer. All right, anyways. Now she woke up. It says here she took a look around to try to get her bearings. That's when she spotted a rock sitting neatly on her pillow, next to where her head usually lays. Hamilton called 911, unsure of what to make of this projectile. A police officer arrived on the scene, and after establishing that the rock was not there as a result of any ongoing construction in the area, they settled on the only other explanation, that a meteorite had come through her roof and landed on her pillow. Here's a quote from Hamilton. We called the Canyon Project because they're doing construction. We wanted to see if they were doing any blasting, and it turns out they weren't. But they did say they had seen a bright light in the sky, that it had exploded, and it made a few booms. Oh, man, I tell you, I was shaking. I was scared when it happened. I thought someone had jumped in, or it was a gun or something. So it's almost a relief when I realized it could only have fallen out of the sky. It was just a rock. Okay, what a relief. Hamilton says that she's totally fine and avoided any injuries, and that she plans to keep the rock for a foreseeable future, stating that her grandchildren think it's pretty cool. This lady has the best attitude about almost dying by a meteor. I love it. I'm just totally amazed over the fact that it is a star that came out of the sky. You know, I don't know how old this thing is, but it could be billions of years old. I want to get someone to take a look at it, maybe get me a date on this bad boy. I think it's billions of years old. I'll bet you I could sell it on eBay. Meanwhile, I'm going to give it to my grandkids. They think it's pretty cool. I'm lucky to be alive, to be honest with you. Hamilton says the experience has given her a new perspective on life overall. Well, the only thing I can think of saying is that life is precious, you know, and it could be gone at any moment, even when you think you're safe and secure in your own bed. I hope I never, ever, ever take life for granted again. As for the damage to her home, Hamilton says that her insurance company will be doing a walkthrough to see if the holes caused by the space debris are covered up. Evidently, the company has never had a claim filed quite like this before involving a meteor. Hamilton says she has no plans to take up astrology or stargazing after this encounter. Oh, geez, just a rock almost hitting you? That's enough for a lifetime, I think. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. An American couple has been arrested for passing secret files using a peanut butter sandwich. Sounds to me like a sticky situation. Hey. Okay, I won't do that again. A U.S. Navy engineer who allegedly hid restricted information about nuclear-powered submarines in a peanut butter sandwich faces espionage charges. Oh, boy. This guy's name is Jonathan Toby, age 42. He was arrested over the weekend in West Virginia on suspicion of conspiracy to communicate restricted data, secret files, and other crimes. Federal prosecutors say that his wife, Diane, who's a teacher in Maryland, was also arrested on allegations that she assisted him. According to the criminal complaint, Toby, who began working with the Navy in 2012, allegedly sent a package containing military documents and other files to a military intelligence agency in the country that he was trying to establish a relationship with. In a peanut butter sandwich, guys, of all things. Peanut butter sandwich. See, that's the strange part about the story, is that you chose a peanut butter sandwich to pass on your secret military nuclear submarine files. It just seems outlandish. What a choice. Now, they're not identifying the country in this complaint, and thankfully the package, a.k.a. the peanut butter sandwich, wound up in the hands of the FBI before it could go anywhere else. Phew, phew. This is big time undercover activity right here. Some James Bond shit, right? Now, apparently the FBI agent, a.k.a. the hero of this story, began communicating with Toby in February through encrypted messaging. In the following months, Toby provided the agent with documents containing restricted details about some Virginia-class submarines, some of which are nuclear-powered. They're fast attack warships, in other words. Nuclear-powered secret submarine designs, I imagine. Oh, boy. This all culminated when the FBI agents witnessed Toby leave an SD card in a peanut butter sandwich at a drop location in West Virginia. Bam! He got nailed at that point. The peanut butter sandwich did him in. Now, I know you're probably wondering, what are secret nuclear submarine designs worth on the market, Jonesy? Good question. Well, I dug a little deep into the article and I found out that Jonathan Toby was paid approximately $100,000 in crypto for these undercover secret files. Now, if you guys are ever going to pass on military secrets, I don't recommend using a small sandwich. I recommend a tray of lasagna. Yes, multiple layers of lasagna. It's going to take someone a long time to fish through layers and layers and layers of lasagna. They're just going to give up eventually. Also, lasagna is delicious. Hey, thanks again for joining me for an episode of Weird AF News. I appreciate that. We do episodes 5 days a week around here. And on Friday, we do Florida Friday, which is all weird news from the state of Florida for that week. I'm always looking for stories. And if you'd like to send me some weird news that you came across or like a link to a story, you can email me funnyjones@gmail.com. I appreciate that. If you'd like to call the show, it's 646-450-2012. You can always follow me on Instagram @funnyjones to see what else I got going on in my life, or you just want to see what the hell I look like. Are you curious? Lastly, please consider joining the Patreon to support the show. Help Jonesy pay the bills here so I can keep putting out episodes 5 days a week, which is pretty important to do it daily. So, yeah, go to patreon.com/weirdafnews. Join the Patreon. I'll put your name on my closet wall. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? You probably want to have your name on the closet wall. That seems pretty sweet. Yeah, but you can also get to the Patreon by my website that I paid for using the income from the Patreon. It's at weirdafnews.com. It's a pretty rich site, multiple pages, because I like to have multiple pages. Just trying to provide content for you guys. Anyways, on the homepage to weirdafnews.com, you can click on the Patreon button. It's like a banner, actually. Not so much a button, but a banner. That's just some website lingo for you. Yeah. You can support the show that way. Okay. Lastly, I hope you're highly caffeinated and happy today. And healthy, you and your loved ones. Have a great afternoon, night, morning, whenever it is. And we'll see you tomorrow.